I'm Rhonda Massad, and I am here with our Marc Leroux, founder of the Cardinal Realty Group, and we are here with the Real Estate Minute. We want to keep you up to date and informed on what's happening in the West Island and the Montreal area, and I'm going to guess Vaudreuil too. We've got to include those guys in here. All
Sure.
right, Marc, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Thanks
nice,
for having me, Rhonda.
Nice to have you here. We love having Marc in. He's going to keep us up to date, and I want to know specifically this particular segment, what's happening with the inventory? What's going on?
The inventory problem is for real. It's something I haven't seen in 12 years of doing real estate, having a low inventory like we have, and it's driving prices up at a frightening rate. So it's definitely an issue.
Okay, it's an issue if you're not if you're selling though, and you want to like do something. It's kind of good news. But for those of us that are trying to either renovate, does renovations and the fact that the supply and demand chain in the world, is that causing our prices to go up as well?
So actually, Rhonda, there's no statistics published to tell us exactly why the supply is as low as it is. So while demand is easy to look at and say interest rates are low, there's lots of people who want to buy properties. In terms of supply, why are people not selling their properties? This is a great question, and what's going to happen to change that? So how is the supply problem going to fix itself? So if we look at homeowners in today's climate, their properties are increasing in value all by themselves without picking up or doing anything, right? So that's the first thing. Secondly, people are not traveling, they're not going places. They have more money than they had that they're not using in certain aspects of their lives. A lot of them are putting that money back in their properties. So a lot of renovations. And if you want to know how much, we could maybe go to the cities and see how many licenses they've given out, or just call an electrician or a plumber or someone to do asphalt or re-asphalt your driveway and see how long it takes for them to get back to you. And when they come, see the prices that they're charging these days, because people are offering them 50%, 60%, 75% more than they were a year or two ago to do jobs.
Come to my house, I'll pay you whatever, just come. Right.
So if you're in one of those trades and people are begging you to come and do work at their house, and they're ready to pay whatever it costs.
Twice the amount.
Twice the amount, exactly. Why would you say no to that? So then the number of people who are expecting the same job for the price that it was a year ago or 2 years ago, well, they're being made to wait. But that's just to tell you that all the trades are very, very busy. There's a lot of great renovations that are happening in the city. I personally have been very, very hard at work when I'm not buying and selling real estate with my clients. I'm renovating.
In your personal house?
I renovated my house. I renovated two duplexes that we have. So I've been very, very, very busy with renovations. So it's a good time to increase the value of your properties since we're holding on to them, but it might as well increase the value. So I think that's part of it. I think that renovations really play a part in all of these, the pandemic. So people are sort of putting their projects on hold. That is the other big one, and I think that's what's going to save us, because that's what's going to fix the supply problem in a sense, because over the next year, I think people are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they're starting to see how they're going to work from home, how they're going to do different things, and they're going to be putting their projects back in the works, which may include the sale of a property.
So is that we're seeing less and less inventory now, but you expect it to as COVID leaves us, we're expecting to see more an adjustment?
Just to give you an idea, so if we go back in time 4 or 5 years, we had a situation where the inventory was normal, although we were in a seller's market already. We still had a decent amount of inventory. If we go from 2017, we fast forward to 2019, we dropped about 25% in inventory, and then over the last 2 years, we dropped another 40%. So we're really, really low on inventory. That's the situation in Montreal. And I think there are things that are going to come along and fix that situation and balance the market out. But that's the situation we're in now.
Okay, so it's a seller's market, and that's definitely what that is. Will we have more inventory given that the spring is coming? Do you think we're going to have more inventory like we always do, or do you?
100%. So in the spring, we're always going to see a peak of inventory. So this is, despite having lower and lower inventory over the course of the year, there's always those peaks, those times of year where we're going to see more inventory. So there's more inventory coming on the market. If you're on the market to buy a property and you may have been disappointed with an offer or two that didn't work out because of
why? Because there was 30 offers on the property we're trying to get. That's what's going on, guys. So what do you do with that? What do you do with that?
So what you do is you just remain calm and carry on and stay qualified. Keep in touch with your lender to make sure that your pre-approval is up to date.
It's important for the pre-approval process because you're moving very quickly. You can't say, "Oh, you got to wait till my bank's going to approve me." You've got to have that sheet with you at the offer. In my opinion, you've got to be ready to roll.
100%. So in this market where there's a lot of demand, you absolutely have to be qualified. You have to make sure, speak to your broker, speak to your lender, your mortgage broker, and find out what you need to do to be qualified and have your pre-approval in hand on paper.
Can you hook up? Let's say I don't have a realtor. So I choose Mark. Can you hook me up with the mortgage people and all this? I don't know who. I don't even know where to go.
Of course. So we have obviously collaborators in the mortgage industry, notaries. We have all kinds of connections and collaborators that we share happily with our clients.
And you've gone over with me. I have a rental property that we were considering selling, and your recommendation was to renovate it before I sold it.
Yes.
And could you hook me up with some contractors? Do you know any? You do.
Absolutely.
So I can head over to the Cardinal Realty Group for a one-stop shop kind of thing, in a way.
Absolutely.
One-stop recommendations. Let's say it more like that.
Give me a call and we can work it out.
We'll figure it out because that's what we did. We met at the time. There was full COVID when we met over over one of my properties, and we met in the Fairview. We stood in Fairview. We weren't allowed to talk, but we stood in Fairview. So that was it's kind of something. The world has changed definitely. So. I think we've covered this particular topic. Is there anything else we're missing? The bubble could break, and we've got the renovations covered. We had some ideas of what else we want to share with you. I think we've got it all.
Yes.
For this particular segment, I want to thank you for coming out.
Things will be okay. Supply will be back, and life will go on.
Life will go on. The real estate world will recalibrate at some point, anyway. We want to thank you for coming on today.
My pleasure.
All right. See you soon. And next week and every week we have the Real Estate Minute. Thank you.